So now I'm pretty sure this video is him. He's going to talk about about being cheated in the primary. So a lot of people's problems with Bernie, I certainly have this criticism, was that when they cheated him in 2016, and even Donna Brazile, when she wrote that book, admitted that it was a wholesale cheating. It wasn't a little, that the Clinton campaign actually took over the DNC. The DNC wasn't being neutral, and they weren't being slanted towards Clinton. Clinton took over the DNC. She was running it because she bankrolled it, because the DNC was bankrupt on purpose by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She bankrupted the DNC on purpose, creating the situation where the Hillary Clinton could come and be the savior of the DNC with all her millions of dollars, and then she would get to run the DNC during the primary, which was against their bylaws. That's against, they're not supposed. So that's fraud. And Bernie Sanders never pushed back against it, and they didn't fix it. So it could happen again, A. And B, he also didn't get rid of the superdelegates. They pushed it. Well, he's going to talk about it, and we'll talk about it then. Here we go.
Jimmy, I just want to say Gene Zabak
To answer your question, look.
Funny, it sounds like the young Bernie when he was 74.
Yeah, ha, funny.
Are you worried that the DNC, if that, he would be a strong establishment candidate. He's obviously been around for a long time. Are you worried that the DNC might put its finger on the scale again, the way that they did to you back in 2016 with Hillary Clinton?
Well, you're right. We went through that in 2016.
Yeah.
So everyone knows this is a fact. The only people who don't know this is a fact are people who went to Columbia School of Journalism and corporatists. Everyone else knows this is a fact. Even Fox News says it as a matter of fact, and no one pushes back. Even Bernie doesn't push back against this. He knows it's a fact.
And I think we have come a long way since then. So we speak to the DNC every week, and I think the process will be fair. One of the important changes.
Why do you? But he doesn't give us any assurance as to how he's made sure it will be fair this time. They've changed nothing. He says it will, and it will be fair. He's just. Again, that's just wishful thinking. They're cheating delegates. They're always cheating. The corporatists inside the DNC and the Democratic Party at the state level cheats. Progressives, they cheat progressives. So again, I'll play this. Sorry, I apologize for stopping it. I'll try to play the rest of it, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go. I'll start it over. Here we go.
Are you worried that the DNC, if that, he would be a strong establishment candidate. He's obviously been around for a long time. Are you worried that the DNC might put its finger on the scale again, the way that they did to you back in 2016 with Hillary Clinton?
Well, you're right. We went through that in 2016. Yeah. And I think we have come a long way since then. So we speak to the DNC every week. And I think the process will be fair. One of the important changes that we made, and we won, is, as you will recall, both of you recall, in the last time around, in 2016, Secretary Clinton had 500 superdelegates lined up behind her before the first vote was cast in Iowa. And that seemed to me pretty dumb and unfair. Well, that process has been changed. And I think that works well for everybody.
But let me ask you, just because now
So they got rid of superdelegates on the first ballot. And now there's 20 people running for president in the Democratic primary, which means it's very likely no one will have enough delegates on the first round. And it looks like it'll go to the second round. It looks very likely. It might not, but it looks likely that it'll go to a second ballot, which means the superdelegates choose who's the presidential nominee. That's what that means. So that they didn't really fix that system because there's a way for the corporatists to jerry rig it again, or and just make sure it gets to the second ballot. So he addressed it. Let's see if he says anything.
This is that in the next round, the superdelegates would come into play. And with so many candidates on the Democratic side, it's possible that somebody doesn't get 50%. Yeah. Are you concerned about it? Are you talking to the DNC about that?
Well, that's what the rule is. I mean, that's where we are right now. But you're right. I would hope
I would hope that they would get rid of the goddamn super-delegates because it's the most undemocratic thing in the history of politics. It's crazy. You're appointing elites that have more power than everyone else. That sounds like something that they would do in an elite party, not a workers' party. Oh, that's right. It's not a workers' party. It's the party of Wall Street, military-industrial complex, big pharma, and oil companies. So let's see what he says.
That the Democratic Party understands what they did some years ago. And that is.
Did you hear what he just said? I'm going to back it up. Here, I'll back it up. Let me back it up because this is kind of crazy. His response to her is not optimal. Let's watch what he says.
The rule is, I mean, that's where we are right now. But you're right. I mean, I would hope that the Democratic Party understands what they did some years ago. And that is what we want to hear from is.
I would hope they understand it, and they just got better on their own. I would hope that Tom Perez, Neera Tanden, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz understands that they were bad people and that now they're going to be better and they're going to be upstanding and do the right thing by progressives. That's what he just said. That's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. They're fucking cheating right now. So again, so that would be a big issue with a lot of people with Bernie, that he didn't push back against their cheating. No one got punished. Nobody got punished. Bernie was also moot on the DNC lawsuit, correct? Mm-hmm. He didn't say anything about it. So they didn't really fix the rot inside the Democratic Party. And so that was a big missed opportunity. And that's a big problem that people have with Bernie. And so that's what I say. I wish that she would have asked him the way I would like to ask that question. So Bernie, when they cheat you again, are you going to tell everybody to vote for Joe Biden? Or are you going to finally push back? Are you going to stop sheep herding people? So the thing about Bernie, so this is a great time to talk about this. So Bernie is the visible leader of the progressive movement in the United States, and they're putting so he keeps telling people to join the Democratic Party, which cheats progressives on the regular. You saw Nancy Pelosi on 60 Minutes on Sunday said, "Oh, the AOC and the progressives, that's like 5 people, big deal." So if Bernie doesn't overcome the cheating this time and become president, what has he built? What have we built over these last 4 years? So if he loses and then Joe Biden, and he has to go endorse Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or somebody like that, what then? What have we built? Nothing. And it's too late now. The planet's going to melt in 10 years. You know what I mean? Do you see what happened? I mean, there's tent cities everywhere. It's too late. Nancy Pelosi is a Republican. Nancy Pelosi's a right-winger. In case you didn't know, Nancy Pelosi is a right-winger. She's to the right of the country. The country's for Medicare for all, free college, ending the wars. Nancy Pelosi's to the right of the country. She's a right-winger, and she runs the party. So is Chuck Schumer a right-winger, and he runs the party. And so this is the problem. I wish so. So let me throw it over. Go ahead.
I wish he would have went a lot harder there. I mean, especially he got an applause break when he, called out Citizens United. Why not call out the superdelegates too? He knows what the problem is.
I know.
He knows it's not fixed. He's acknowledging that. And when she pushed back on that, he said, "Yeah, you're right, but that's the rule." Well, that's not acceptable.
I know. So there he addressed it. Let's see if he says anything else.
Political insiders and campaign contributors. You want to hear from ordinary people in Iowa and Pennsylvania?
So that's what he said. He said the Democratic Party, I hope they recognize what they did a few years ago and that people want to hear from regular people, not billionaires. And so that's it. That's how he addresses being cheated. The biggest election fraud in the history of our country, which happened in the Democratic primary in 2016. That's it. That's his pushback, because that's him making a political calculation that he has to work inside the party to win. I don't think so. I don't think he actually even believes that. I just think he doesn't want to risk being Ralph Nader. And so now he's going to spend 4 years sheep herding people into a Democratic Party, which cheats progressives on the regular. And if he doesn't become president, then what? Then you've just propped up the Democratic Party again, and you've disappointed. So do you follow what I'm saying? Does it make sense what I'm saying?
No, it totally makes sense. I mean, the one thing we do have, and this doesn't equal any power at the electoral level, obviously, but the one thing we do have is a big movement of people who are awake now.
Yeah.
That is one thing we do have. And that's not going to go away no matter what happens in 2020.
I mean, like I'm looking at this, and I'm looking forward to when they have. I think this week on Thursday, it's going to be Howard Schultz will be doing the next town hall. I mean, that's going to be comedy gold. What kind of answers will he have that can outdo what he's responding to today?
That's going to be a town hall where, like, if you don't watch it, you'll learn more. Like, if you just stare at a wall, you will learn more information.
Yes. Yes. So there he is. That's his big pushback against being cheated. Next live Jimmy Dore show is June 5th. That's a Wednesday at Hermosa Beach Comedy Club in Hermosa Beach, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. We might be coming to your town. And if you love the show, please become a patron. Please support the show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. And please click that bell and make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are already subscribed, they unsubscribe people every day. Just check. Thanks for your support.